All right, we're going to bring in Democratic Congressman Jim McGovern of Massachusetts. He is the ranking member of the Rules Committee. Congressman, good to have you here at the table with us tonight.
Happy to be with you.
So in that same interview, you just saw Chuck Schumer speaking with Jake Tapper there. At one point, as he was being pressed on sort of how all of this is realistically going to unfold, he seemed to express a genuine belief that his Republican colleagues would eventually just come to the same common sense agreements that Democrats have laid out here. But I think a lot of Democrats at this point don't think Republicans are actually going to come to the table and, be enlightened and see ICE in a new light. So realistically, what is the strategy here? When you look at these demands, are they all or nothing, or are there some weak points?
Well, I can't vote for 1 more cent for ICE. And I think, speaking to the reforms that Leader Jeffries was talking about, I think if it was a private vote, I think we'd have some Republicans vote with us, but they're all afraid of Trump. I mean, this is an agency that has killed American citizens. And Kristi Noem is the head of this agency. I've never seen a more incompetent leader of any government agency in my life. And she just lies constantly. So there's no confidence here that anything's going to change. And so my suggestion would be you separate the ICE from the rest of the budget. I mean, let's fund TSA, let's fund FEMA, let's fund the Coast Guard, but just take ICE out of it.
But if you take ICE out of it, if you said you don't want to fund one more penny to ICE or whatever your phrasing was. But it doesn't matter if you don't give any additional money to ICE. ICE got a huge cash infusion last year, right? And even if the rest of DHS stays shut down indefinitely, I think ICE can continue running at like double capacity, its usual annual capacity for the next 3 years.
Well, we ought to claw back that $75 billion in the big ugly bill that passed and actually put it toward, improving health care for people or combating hunger in this country, or fund these other agencies if you want. But I think we've crossed the line. I'm somebody who many years ago, in 2018, called for the abolition of ICE when they were separating children from their parents. I thought that was cruel and awful. Didn't reflect the values of this country. But now it is totally out of control. I mean, I've never seen anything like it.
But does that mean you are specifically asking, like the demand is that you will not vote for reopening DHS unless the money is clawed back, unless that's the red line?
I can't vote for any more ICE money, period. And so if I want to support these other agencies, I think you have to separate the ICE money from everything else.
So realistically, what are the non-negotiable demands? That officers need to be wearing body cams, no more funding. What are the demands that Democrats will not concede on?
Yeah, I think Hakeem Jeffrey just mentioned some of them. I mean, are there judicial warrants when ICE goes into a workplace or into a private home? I mean, the body cams. Why is this law enforcement agency wearing masks? I mean, I just walked here and I saw a lot of New York City police officers. They're not wearing masks. I mean, this is an agency that is terrorizing, not just the immigrant community, but terrorizing American citizens. And, I have people come up to me on airplanes and tell me, you got to stop this. I don't want my tax dollars going to fund this agency.
I want to turn to Cuba, if that's okay, with the time that we have left with you here. You have introduced a new bill seeking to put an end to the embargo that's been in place for quite a long time here. And I'm curious how you read the messaging coming out of this administration right now. Rubio, for a long time, of course, Secretary Rubio has been anxious to see sort of what's happened to Venezuela happen there, to turn the screws on the country. So what do you think their end game is at this point, and what are you realistically thinking is going to happen next?
So what happened in Venezuela? I mean, basically, the government is still the same. People's human rights issues are still difficult. All that happened was that they got Maduro, they put his vice president in place, and they gave a gift to oil companies. I mean, look, I think their policy toward Cuba is a throwback to the Cold War. We've been pursuing the same policy for over 6 decades of isolating the island, economic embargoes, travel restrictions, and it hasn't changed anything. And now they're basically going to punish countries that provide energy to Cuba. And now we're told that on the island there are, blackouts and hospitals are, without power. I mean, that's just cruel. It is absolutely cruel. And my belief is the best way to try to impact change is to open things up. I was part of a small group of members of the Congress that went to President Obama and helped convince him, to open things up. And things were, I think, you saw more political space. Then Trump became president, and he shut everything down, and Biden didn't do anything until the end of his term. But I think, opening things up to American businesses, to tourists, to academics, to encourage cultural exchanges, I think that'll do more to open Cuba up than all this rhetoric that we're hearing from this administration. And by the way, I think the future of Cuba ought to be determined by Cubans on the island, who live on the island, not by Marco Rubio and not by Donald Trump.
Congressman Jim McGovern, it was lovely to have you on set, and we hope you can come back again soon.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for being with us.